Welcome back to Off the Bench, where it's a bit of a bitter day here, as this is going to be Coach O's final pregame check-in here on Off the Bench. And first off, Coach, I just want to thank you on behalf of this show. You've been doing this now for a couple of years, never shied away from it, continue to come on here each and every Tuesday and talk to the fans and talk to us and let us know what's going on with the team. And I would extend that even further on a more personal level. Obviously, thank you for me, but thank you, too, for something else that you did, which was welcoming older players back into the fold, right? It was a weird thing where alumni football players had whatever. Just for whatever reason, it felt very outside the program, and you changed that, and I know that meant a lot to a lot of my friends, former teammates, and a lot of others. And I guess that's kind of where I wanted to start, Coach, as we start to look back on some things. What was your idea when you got the job? You have like a kind of plan of attack, how to do things. What was the idea behind making such a push to bring back old players and kind of has-beens, to bring them back into the fold?
Well, thank you, T-Bob. But, one of the things, at the University of Miami, you guys know that. You had the U, man, those guys are coming back. Those guys are calling their players, and it was very strong. It's a family. And it was the same thing as the University of Southern California. So when I came here, I found it odd that the players were not coming around. I wanted to welcome them back because, number one, y'all bled the perfect goal. Number two, y'all deserve to be a part of what we were doing. And plus, it puts strength on our football team. Then we can get guys come talk to our team, and it's a big family. Once you're a Tiger for life.
And I agree, and I think that obviously applies to you more so than anyone. And I know that you've been having to answer a lot of these questions, Coach, but I think it's because we sit here kind of at the end, and so when you look back, what's a less heralded moment, maybe not winning like the national championship? What's a less heralded moment that stands out in your memory of the last 5 years?
To be honest with you, I'm coming to work as the head coach of the LSU Tigers. And I love it. I'm going to sit on my porch in the morning, say my prayers. Me, Coach Bag, Derek, Austin, we meet in the morning, man. We watch film. We talk about what's going on. The players come in, and the days just roll by. I've been at LSU for 6 years. It seems like I got here yesterday. So I would say the daily basis of being the head coach at LSU, number one. Number two is how we got the job. We were competing, man. They had to have a couple guys fall off, but you know what? It's not how you get here; it's how you finish.
Yeah.
And Coach, and I second everything T-Bob said. I mean, you've been fantastic to me, fantastic to all my former teammates, and allowing us to come to practice and hang out with the new team, the guys that are playing currently, and build those relationships. And so that's been a lot of fun for me and my former teammates as well. And I kind of just curious, like you mentioned a guy like Andre Anthony and how close y'all were. You recruited him. Y'all came in here together, and y'all spent so much time together. What are some of those relationships that you're always going to have and they're going to last forever? Because it seems like you and Andre have a real bond.
Yeah, Aaron Trumper's Andre. Andre been with me since I've been the defensive line coach. Went recruited with Coach Miles. He's been a team leader. He and I have shared a lot of things together. We've walked through a lot of things together, good, bad, and indifferent. He's always been there. He's a tremendous young man. I do believe that Andre Anthony, after he plays pro football, will be a coach because the coaching profession needs guys like Andre. He's a great guy. He's a great mentor. He's very knowledgeable. And along with all the other guys, as you guys know, I look at these guys as my sons, and I treat them like that. They're part of my family. And look, this is not going to end. We have relationships forever.
Yeah, and it'll like you said, it'll last forever. And Coach, your Monday press conference, you had an answer thrown in there that I thought was very interesting, which you mentioned kind of your journey with sobriety and the fact that you have a story that you think that can help others, and you plan on using that story to help others. And it's interesting, right? Because it's something that's not often mentioned, or I don't even know if it's entirely known all the time. And so, when you were in kind of those dark times, right, maybe your darkest times, did you ever fathom that this would play out like this and you would later win a national championship at LSU?
Yeah. No way. No way. But you know what? I met some people along the way that guided me through a program that I'm in, and I'm going to go back up and dig deep in that. Just like they helped me, I like to help other people. And obviously, people know me around the country. So when I go speak about sobriety, the things that I've done, I think it'll motivate a lot of people to get sober and help them out. And that's part of my program.
Hey, Coach, I do want to ask you about last Saturday, being able to go back and watch Cody's last game. I was able to catch up with Cody on the sideline on Saturday, and I know that meant a lot to him. So what was that like for you to go watch him play his last college football game and also be able to lead LSU to another victory?
Very proud. Very proud to be there. His whole family was there. Cody, we built our values of family. We stick together. We were there. His whole family was there, walking across the field with him. He was excited. Country club, man. He was taking a bunch of pictures. He's having a blast now. He's finished football. He wants to be a coach. And I think he's going to be an analyst somewhere. I look forward to getting my kids' feet started in the coaching profession. All three of them want to be coaches, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, well, they have the perfect man to learn from and kind of, like you said, help maybe open some doors along the way. Talking to Coach Ed Orgeron here on Off the Bench. And, Coach, it's going to be a big one this weekend. I mean, Texas A&M, bowl eligibility on the line, just a ton on the line. What's been the message and the kind of attitude of the team this week?
Stay together and fight. I believe these guys are as close as they ever been. We have been fighting ever since the Florida game. We've been fighting, keep on fighting. I think some of these guys are playing their best ball. Guys like Damone Clark, guys like Michael Baskerville are playing very well. Neil Farrell playing very well. Ty Davis-Price. These guys want to show out. A lot of them is going to be their last game at Tiger Stadium. We want to bring them out with us.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great night at Tiger Stadium as well. Coach Glenn Dorsey going to be honored, getting into the College Football Hall of Fame. Although you didn't get to coach Glenn directly, you obviously know that position better than most. Do you have any memories of Dorsey back in the day?
Yeah, him in the backfield. Tackles for loss. And the little head. He was a fiery guy. I've only met him once or twice. Obviously, I was Ole Miss. We couldn't block him. We didn't block him one time. But the way he shook his head and got the crowd fired up. One of the most dominant defensive linemen that ever played the game.
No, he certainly was, Coach. And I came in the same year as Glenn, and you're exactly right. I mean, the guy was fiery, and he was always in opposing teams' backfields, and he was the heart and soul of our national championship team. So I'm excited that he'll get a chance to be honored on Saturday.
Well, it's kind of like Coach O. I feel like in Glenn, now that we're talking out loud, they're kind of alike in that way, right? Louisiana boys that led LSU back to the promised land.
Yeah.
It's been a good ride, I'll tell you that.
Hey, Coach, I'm curious to know kind of what you see when you watch Texas A&M as well as we start to really get to the nitty-gritty of this game. And obviously they're a team that has had a lot of highs this year, beating Alabama. They've had some lows as well, but they look like they are starting to figure some of the things out.
Very strong on defense. They only give up like 15 to 16 points. Elko's a great defensive coordinator. We're going to have to score points to win. I love their run game. Devon Acme is a force in the backfield. So is 28. They got a great blocking scheme. They got three young linemen that we recruited here are going to be great players. They're a physical team. We have to stop the run. We have to run the football, take care of the turnover battle to win the game.
All right. So if you're going to accomplish those goals, Coach Josie stopping the run, Neil Farrell Jr., Mason Smith, they are going to be critical in doing so. So them, say, Brian Thomas Jr., we're not seen in the open portion of practice yesterday. Do you have an update on their status for Saturday?
Yeah, Brian's going to play. Brian's okay. Sage is all right. I think he got a little fever or something like that. It's not COVID related. Maybe a flu or something like that. Maybe he'll be back. I don't know yet. That's up in the air.
And then what about Mason Smith and Neil Farrell Jr.?
Yeah. Neil's going to play for sure. I don't think Mason's going to play. It's very close. He may be a week away. I know he wants to play, but if he's not 100%, I'm not putting him in. I'm not going to chance it.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think a win would mean to this team on Saturday?
Yeah, a lot. They take A&M number one. We know our players want us to win the game. Our fans want to win the game. And plus, you got 19 seniors. You got guys that are never going to be at the Tiger Stadium again playing. We want to send them out winners. So, yes, it's a very important game for us.
It is always important, T-Bob, and you know this. I know, unfortunately, I lost my last game in Tiger Stadium. Even though we won the national championship that year, it still is a bitter taste in my mouth to lose your final game in Tiger Stadium. So that's motivation enough, right, Coach?
Yeah, no question. And, look, this is a good football team, but we got to play our best. And I do believe, man, I'm so proud of our defense, the way they're playing, the way we turned it around after open day. Our offense is scoring points. They got better. And some things next week, we're going to have to protect our quarterback. I know he's going to come after us. We have to have our protection down and be able to run the ball and control the clock a little bit and give our defense a rest.
And as time run down here, Coach, I got to ask you, like, in the quiet moments, I think about all the stories, right? I think about what it must have felt like being in the dorms up in Natchitoches back in, like, the early 80s, and then next thing you know, you're in Arkansas sleeping on a cot as, like, a weight room assistant. Do you ever kind of think back and ruminate on the journey up to this point?
Yeah, I do. Wow. You think about the start, you think about the finish, you know. But I always wanted to keep on Jake. I always wanted to end up at LSU. No matter where I was at, I always wanted to end up at LSU. And thank God I had that opportunity. I love being the head coach here. I love every day of it.
Hell yeah, Coach. Once more into the fray this Saturday. Cannot wait. A&M, 6 p.m. Saturday night in Death Valley. It doesn't get better than that. Best of luck, Coach. And again, man, just a huge thank you on behalf of me personally and this show and just everything that you've done for LSU, man. This sounds really dumb, but for all of us 2011 guys, you really did heal something with that win in the Dome in 19. I mean, that was a lifelong kind of scar, finally scarred over, so thank you.
Thank y'all, guys. Hey, great to be on the show. Well, our fans, we're going to need you out there now.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's go. I want you to start early. No limit this time. You get after it, okay? Get after it. We walk in that stadium. I need to feel the energy of our crowd to win the game.
Let's do it. There you go.
Absolutely.
Pack out Tiger Stadium this Saturday night, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach.
Go Tigers.
There we go. Go Tigers. All right. When we get back, we will close out our number one here on Offense.